Today we're going to be taking a look at a digital alarm clock made by HeimVision. You're probably asking yourself, how much tech can there be in an alarm clock? Well, this one packs a ton of features, so let's go through them. This alarm clock has an adjustable LED light. It has 20 brightness levels from sunrise to sunset. It has 7 different colors to choose from. It has programmable light intensity for gradual sunrise simulation. You can choose from 7 different alarm tones or choose the built-in FM radio. You can set up 4 alarm schedules. It has a programmable snooze button that you can program from 9 to 15 minutes snooze time. You can choose from 3 different sounds to help you sleep, from white noise, bird noises, or streams. It works with Amazon's Alexa and Google's Assistant. There's also a smartphone companion app for both iOS and Android. With that being said, let's roll the intro video and jump right into the unboxing. Hey there, my name is Adrian with ProjectRamos.com and dealsbypr.com. On this channel, I do tech reviews, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. All right, get a thank you card, and here's the user manual for the alarm clock. We'll set that to the side for now. Alarm clock is packaged in bubble wrap, so it's really well protected. Comes with a USB cable, so it's USB-A to micro USB. It also comes with a power supply. So here's the alarm clock. The company name is right there, HeimVision. On the back of the alarm clock is this wire here, which I'm assuming is for the FM radio. There is a USB port there and the micro USB port and a speaker back here. The USB port is able to charge your smartphone, so it's there for convenience. On the bottom, looks like the battery's here at the bottom, and it has a little tab so that you just pull it and it will begin to work. The manufacturer did state that the battery that's on here is not to operate the alarm clock. The battery's there as a backup, so if you lose power, then the backup battery will prevent the alarm clock from losing all your settings. Okay, so on the top end, it looks like we have a bunch of controls. So aside from using the companion app that it comes with, it looks like you're going to be able to also control this alarm clock with the buttons. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug this in to power and get it powered up and go through the setup process. First thing we're going to do is plug it into power, and then we'll use my iPhone 10 to pair this to the companion Smart Life app. So I just plugged it in. So there's a Wi-Fi signal here that's blinking. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna use the Smart Life app. I already have it downloaded because I used it for another device that uses the same app. So we're gonna go to Smart Life, and then we are going to hit the plus sign. All right, so the instructions say to choose a lighting device. So we're going to go ahead and choose that. So the app says to confirm that the light is blinking rapidly. And the instructions say that if you see the Wi-Fi signal blinking, then that is what the app is talking about. So we're just gonna say confirmed light blinks rapidly. Okay, now it wants us to enter the Wi-Fi password. So I'm gonna do that real quick offline. Okay, I just entered my Wi-Fi password. Now it shows that it's attempting to connect. Okay, it shows that it failed to connect, so I'm gonna take a look and see what our settings are. Okay, I think I figured out what the problem was. It's important to note that this alarm clock only connects to 2.4 gigahertz networks, not 5 gigahertz networks. And my Wi-Fi router connects both 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. and my phone was connected to the 5 gigahertz connection. So I just switched it over to the 2.4 gigahertz connection, and we're going to go through this setup process again. So we're going to choose lighting device, and we're going to confirm that the light blinks rapidly. And now it wants me to enter the password, which I'm going to do real quick here. Okay, my password is now entered, and it shows that it's going to be searching for the alarm clock. And as you notice, the Wi-Fi has stopped blinking. So it looks like the app found the device, and it named it Wake Up Light, which you can change, but we'll leave it as a Wake Up Light. And we're just gonna say completed. Okay, now that our light is added to the app, it looks like it's syncing the time displayed here is syncing over here on the app, which is nice. Let's see, let's go through the setup process here. All right, after playing around with the app, I figured out that from the home screen within the Smart Life app, go ahead and choose your device. And all of these icons that you see here, all you got to do is just tap on each icon to make your setting changes. So for instance, we want to change the time. So I'm going to hit time. Currently it is 6:52 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and make our adjustments. And there we are there. And we can hit save. And as you see, it updated immediately. Now, one other option that you have that I noticed in here is that you can change it to network auto time. That way you don't have to keep adjusting it when there's, if you live in areas where you have daylight savings time or, you know, where the time changes. So you could just turn that on and just have it update automatically. So we're just gonna go ahead and save that. Now, one other thing I noticed that you can do here, if we go back to the time, is it says time display brightness. So we can change the brightness. So right now it's set to day. You can change it to night. So let's try that. And there you go. Brightness just lowered considerably there. And then you could also shut it off. As you've seen, it just shut off immediately. So we're just going to leave it on day. Hit OK. And there it is. It's back on. All right. So now let's quickly go through all the different settings. So this icon up here is the snooze setting. So let's go ahead and choose that. And there is the snooze button. So we're going to go to settings and snooze mode. Let's choose that. Sound, radio, and light. So in other words, it gives you the option to choose what do you want to snooze. Do you want to snooze all three, just the radio, just the light, or just the sound? So we'll just leave it at its default setting. Then you could also adjust the snooze time from 9 minutes up to 15 minutes. Actually starts at 8 minutes up to 15 minutes. This icon here adjusts the light. So let's go ahead and pick that. Okay, so here's our adjustments. So let's go ahead and turn the light on. We can adjust the brightness. And I like to note that the brightness control is actually the sunrise to sunset setting. So that's sunset, and this is 100% sunrise. And then the colors in between, leading up to it, since it has gradual settings in between the two. Okay, this button here controls the radio, so let's go ahead and choose that. We got volume control. We have a list, which I'm assuming you can set up different FM channels, and also a search. So let's go ahead and turn the radio on. And now it's searching for a radio station.
Online, CSN Radio. And by certified finance.
So it's automatically programming radio stations that are available. Okay, so it looks like it found about 25 stations and it pre-programmed all the stations. This button here is also to adjust the time. So if you tap that, it's the same setting that we looked at when we pushed on the actual time there. This one here is the sleep timer. So this is called the sleeping aid, and it has different sounds you can choose from. So let's go into settings. So we could say there's different sleep modes. Right now it's set up to sound and light. The sleep sound is set to rain, and the time is set for 30 minutes, the volume at 10. And the sunset brightness is set to 15, sleep time 30 minutes, and whether or not you want to turn on the snooze feature. So let's turn on the snooze here real quick. Okay, and then there it is there. So it's going to sunset for the next 30 minutes. So it's going to begin with this amount of light, and it's going to gradually start moving towards a more subtle looking light that's less bright. Okay, let's go into settings. Let's change the sound to a forest. We're going to go back. Oh, I forgot to hit save, so let's do this one more time. So let's switch it over to forest, hit save, and let's see what that sounds like. Okay, let's now switch it to river, save it. Okay, so those are the settings for the sleep aid feature. Okay, here's the settings for the alarm. You get 4 alarms, and you get another set of, I believe that's another 4 alarms. So let's just start with this one here. We'll turn the first one on, and let's go ahead and set this one up. Okay, it looks like the time is military time. So if we're gonna do 7:07, that's gonna be in military time, 19:07. Okay, as you can tell, because we're 1 minute away, it's already begun the sunrise lighting, gradual lighting. And there we go there. The alarm is going off. It's gradually getting louder, and it's showing that it's using the bird alarm sound to wake you up. And the little icon is flashing there to show you the alarm is on. So there is a snooze button right on top here. So if you press on this, it will snooze for 15 minutes. So if I hit that, there you go there, it just snoozed. So the light goes off. It shows that the snooze is enabled and the alarm is still enabled. So in 15 minutes, that process, the alarm process, will begin again. Okay, we're setting up the second alarm to begin the sunrise brightness, or I'm sorry, the simulated sunrise 10 minutes before the alarm goes off. So theoretically, the way this should work is as soon as this goes to 7:11, it should begin the sunrise gradual lighting. There it is there. So for the next 10 minutes, it's going to gradually change the lighting to full brightness. And it shows here by this icon that it's got the sunrise lighting enabled. All right, so I'm gonna go into alarms. I'm gonna shut that off. So it looks like the app will allow 2 different sets of 4 alarms. So you get one set here of 4 alarms. You get another set here for another additional 4 alarms. Within the alarms, just to quickly go over, you get all of these options here. you get to set how often you want this to repeat. If you want it to repeat daily or certain days out of the week only. The ring time, how long you want it to ring for. So you can go as much as start at 10 minutes or up to 20 minutes. So this thing can keep going for a while. The alarm mode, so you got, if you only want sound and light, if you want the radio or the radio and light. Okay. Then you have the ring sound. You have choices between a bird, ocean, stream, beep, wind bell, soft, or piano. And let's see here, the volume, the ring volume, you get everything from 1 all the way up to 16. And as we mentioned, or as we demonstrated just a second ago, you get the simulated sunrise time. So it can begin at 10 minutes before your alarm goes off, all the way up to, looks like it goes up to an hour before your alarm goes off. So you can give yourself as much time as you want with the gradual sunrise setting. The sunrise brightness, you've got different options here, everything from 1 all the way to 20. And you have the option to have the snooze enabled or disabled with this button here. Okay, now that we've gone over all of the options that you get with all of these buttons, one of the things that you can use this alarm clock for, you can use it as a night light or even a reading light. So the way you would do that is you go into the light section here and simply turn that on and then set your color that you want for either as a night light at the lowest setting or something in between, or if you need a reading light, you just put it full intensity and you can use that as a reading light. So it's everything from as a night light there, and then you can gradually move this slider over to get the exact lighting that you want. You could also use this alarm clock to turn the light on and have it cycle through different colors by using this option here. It's called the colorful light option. So what it'll do is it'll just cycle through the different colors that it can produce, kind of, just to have it as an accent light during the day. All right, now that we demonstrated everything that we can do with the app, everything that we were able to access through the app is also accessible through the built-in buttons here right on top. So I'll just quickly go through to demonstrate how these work. So you have the 2 different sets of alarms, button 1, button 2 here. So being that we set some of the alarms up, you can just simply push the button and you can see the first alarm comes up, 7:22, and push again to cycle to the next alarm that we had set, the 7:20 alarm. And you can see by this icon here that the alarm is set. So I'm just gonna press again just to shut off the alarm. Okay, so you get those 2 buttons. Then the next set of buttons, which is these 3 buttons here, is the light. And you're gonna be able to turn it on and you're gonna be able to cycle through the different intensities. So it begins with the lowest setting, and then with the plus and minus signs, you can cycle through and until you get to the brightest setting, which is at 20. So everything from as bright as it can go all the way to its lowest setting. And then the middle button just shuts it off. And as we explained, this button here is the snooze button. The next set of buttons is for the radio. So we can just turn the radio on by hitting the middle button. And you can tell that the radio's on, obviously, because you can audibly hear it, but then also this icon is on. And then you can change the volume of the radio with the plus and minus sign. And you can change the radio station by using the same volume buttons, but holding them down for a couple seconds and it'll go to the next programmed station. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off now. All right, the next button here is with this button, you can turn on the sleep aid mode. So we already have some settings in place. So all we're gonna do is press the button. And there you go, it shows that it's gonna be on for the next 30 minutes. And it shows with the icons like it did through the app, what it's using. So it's using the light and also sound. So I'm gonna press it again. And there we go, it's off. And the last button gives us the brightness of the clock here. So right now we're at full brightness. You push it once, it dims it a little. You push it again, it shuts it off completely. There you go. That's the operation of all the buttons on this alarm clock. As we mentioned in the beginning of this video, this alarm clock has a ton of features, and we demonstrated all the features that are built into it. Everything works as expected. I like the fact that you're able to use the companion app to completely control this alarm clock, and being that it connects to your Wi-Fi network, you could literally be anywhere within your Wi-Fi range, which it basically means anywhere in your home, and make your adjustments no matter where you are. And a plus to this alarm clock is the fact that all of those settings that you can do in the app, you can also control with the buttons that are built into the alarm clock. I think it's a creative approach to an alarm clock. The traditional alarm clock, you know, you just get the very loud blaring alarm noise that wakes you up out of nowhere, especially if you're in a deep sleep and all of a sudden it's like, It's like nobody likes that. Nobody likes to wake up that way. So being that this alarm clock has a unique approach to wake you up, first with the subtle lighting, you know, beginning at a real low intensity and then getting brighter and brighter as it gets closer to the time that the sound is going to go off, is really nice. And I look forward to actually testing that out, as you know, using this as my alarm clock to wake up in the morning, because I think that feature alone is going to be something that is going to make this alarm clock really valuable for waking up. I also like the fact that it has a sleep aid where it plays background noise for a set amount of time, and I believe the default time was 30 minutes. That comes in handy, especially for those of us that live in areas where it's really quiet. For me, growing up, I grew up close to a freeway, so I was used to hearing cars passing by constantly. But where I live now, the freeway is it's far enough away where if we close the window of our room, it's completely silent. And that silent noise drives me crazy. So what my wife and I do is that we turn on a fan in the room just to have some background noise to fall asleep to. Well, this alarm clock is going to solve that problem. We're going to be able to use the alarm clock to play some background noise for us so that we don't have to use the fan. Especially right now during the winter, it's cold, so running the fan, it just makes the room even colder. So yeah, this is gonna help us in that area. I also like the fact that it has a built-in radio. That way when you're at home during the day, you'll be able to play your favorite radio station through the alarm clock, or you can use the radio function as the alarm sound so that you can wake up to your favorite radio station. And although we don't have an Amazon Alexa or a Google Assistant to test that part of the alarm clock, I have no doubt that it works, because this alarm clock joined our Wi-Fi network very easily, and it communicates with the app on my phone with no issues. So I have no doubt that Amazon's Alexa and Google's Assistant will work just as expected. Now for the million-dollar question. Is this alarm clock worth your hard-earned money? It sells for $39.99 on Amazon. I'll have the links below. I think it's worth it. I think you're getting a lot of value for the money. All of the options that you have are options that are usable. They're options that without a doubt are going to come in handy either as an alarm clock or as a sleeping aid, or even as a night light. There's just a ton of options and they're all usable, so I really do think that you're getting a lot of value for the money. That's going to complete my review of the HeimVision Wake Up Light Alarm Clock. As always, if you found some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, Please subscribe so that you can get notified the next time we upload a new video. And on that note, I will see you on our next review.